Hello, my name is Amber Quinn. I teach at Durham Middle School in Lewisville, Texas, and I'm 40 years old. Too old for the submission of this video, but I decided to submit anyway. So, what is my life like as a teacher? My life is amazing. I love these kids. I teach them theater, and every day is a joy to wake up and bring the art of theater into the lives of these children. I teach 11, 12, and 13-year-olds, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and all day long I teach them about theater, and then we have rehearsals after school for whatever production we're working on at the time. Right now we're working on Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It is it's a musical, and I've got hip-hop Oompa Loompas, and anyway, we just started rehearsals for that. It's really exciting. I love what I do. Every day is a joy. My life is amazing. What or who inspired you to become a teacher? Well, I never thought that I wanted to teach. I grew up as an actress, and I wanted to be an actress, and I didn't think that I really wanted to teach kids, especially kids. And then, I was working in New York for a while, and then I moved back home to Texas. And you can't really have much of an acting career here in Texas, and I was looking for something new anyways. And there was this company called Big Thought, and they brought the arts into kids for after-school programs to give them something to do after school. And there was an opening for a theater teacher for elementary kids. And I decided to apply, and one summer I worked with these elementary students after school in their after-school program, and it changed my life. I realized I loved working with kids. I loved their spirit, their enthusiasm, and my first play I did with those kids was called Peggy the Pint-Sized Pirate. And I loved it. I loved every minute of it. And so from that experience, I decided to go ahead and get my alternative teaching certificate. And then I applied to teach in a school district. And that's where I am now. What's the best thing about you or your job that you never expected? What's the best thing about your job that you never expected? I never expected to like it so much. It has completely changed my life. I love these kids. I love bringing theater into their lives. The joy I get from watching them perform is more than I ever expected. And the bond that I have with them is more than I ever expected. I feel like they're my kids, and I love them, and I didn't expect to love them this much. Do you have a special passion? Well, I love directing shows. I never realized I was a director, but I love taking a piece of work and putting my own spin on it and bringing it to the lives of these kids. It's a special passion of mine. I also like to act, although I don't really find a loss for acting anymore. I get so much fulfillment and enjoyment out of directing and teaching the kids that I don't have that longing to be in shows myself really anymore, although I still enjoy it. And if I ever had time, I'm sure I would love to work at one of the community theaters around here again like I used to before I started teaching, because I really do enjoy being on the stage myself. And in fact, one of my kids just told me the other day, Miss Quinn, because I just put pictures of all my old shows and me used to being in costume and acting around my room so the kids could see that I went to college and what I used to do. And so one of the kids was like, Miss Quinn, when are you going to act in one of your shows? You got to act in this one. Be one of the hip-hop Oompa Loompas. You got to rap the Oompa Loompa poems. So I don't know. Maybe I'll get on stage with my kids. That might be fun. Let's see. Next. Where do you find your strength? Family, food, gardening. I find my strength now in family, for sure. They are my support system. I have an amazing support system here in Texas. I have an older brother who I'm really close to, and he's always by my side, always rooting for me, always supporting of me. My mother as well. And so definitely family gives me strength, and these kids give me strength. Anytime I'm feeling down, I think that, my life really has a purpose right now, what I'm doing with them, and it brings me strength. What's something no one would know by looking at you? That I've got some really good hip-hop moves. I love to dance, and I get down with the kids every now and then. I break out and show them my expert moves, and they love it. What little things let you know you're doing a good job? The high fives, the fist bumps, the hugs, the smiles, the self-confidence I see in my children after them closing a show or being on stage, being successful with something that they set out to do. The last show we closed, there's a place for the kids to leave the stage outside and go into the side door into the theater room. And as they were leaving the stage and I was going backstage to follow them into my room, they were skipping and screaming and squealing all the way to my classroom. And I realized that I'm really touching their lives and I'm doing something important. And they were so proud of themselves, and they were amazing. They were so good that night. Their show was so good. And I think I have all these little actors that are going to come up in the world and be successful, or even if they don't choose acting as a career path, at least I've given them these tools, the strength, the confidence of doing something and being on stage, and like that feeling of confidence that they have now. I think that lets me know that I'm doing a good job. The joy that I see in their faces, in their eyes, that light. It's the little things like that. Just the squealing from the stage to my classroom. Seeing that made me realize that I'm making a difference in their lives. I didn't expect to get emotional. You're probably like, whoa, this lady, she's emotional. I love my kids, that's all. Tell us about your family and friends. Do they help keep you strong? Absolutely, they help keep me strong. Sometimes I doubt myself, am I really reaching these kids when I have a hard day, when I have a hard time with discipline, or it's just an off day, and you have those every once in a while. It's difficult. It's a challenge. The kids can be a challenge sometimes. And I wonder, am I really getting through to them? Am I really reaching them? And my family backs me up, and they are my strength, and they are my support system. And my fellow coworkers, they think that the program that I have at Durham, they're really happy to see the growth that's happened within the theater department. The numbers that I get every year just goes up and up, and I'm busting at the seams with kids right now. There's so many in my program, and they're having to turn kids, tell them, no, you can't take it. We just have too many for her to handle. So they definitely, my family, my coworkers, the kids, they are the ones that give me the strength. They are the ones that give me the support. What made you laugh today? Well, I'm not with the kids today, although they did make me laugh the other day. I was doing my hip hop moves, with my rapping to my Oompa Loompa poems, and I recorded myself rapping, and they were listening to the recording, and after they laughed at me a little bit, or with me actually, they were like, "Miss Quinn, you slay, Miss Quinn." I'm like, slay? What is slay? Is that the new word? What does slay mean? And they're like, "Miss Quinn, that means you cool. You cool, Miss Quinn. You got it." And that made me laugh. I thought that was funny. That's the new word. I slay. And they're like, "Miss Quinn, you just go down the hall and you say, I slay, I slay." So that's my new thing. That's what I say. Talk about a moment when life wasn't perfect. What do you do with life's daily challenges? There was a really hard time in my life, and I'm just going to be open about it. I usually keep this part about my life a secret, and I don't like to share very often because of the stigma that goes along with it. But when I was 25, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and it was a very difficult time in my life. I was living in New York on my own, no friends, no family, just on my own, trying to live and work as an actress and make my own way through the streets of New York. And out of the blue, I started having these psychotic episodes, and they told me I had bipolar disorder. And I was like, "What is that?" "No, I don't. You don't know what you're talking about." Anyway, long story short, I went through a few years, like 5 years of various chemical cocktails to try to find the right balance in my brain. And it was a very difficult time in my life, but I finally found the right cocktail, and I'm stable and I'm happy and I love my life, and I get so much enjoyment every day from what I do, and I have an amazing support system, and I feel like I'm on top of the world right now. But there was a time when it was really hard, and sometimes every day it is a struggle to get through life with this illness. But I finally feel like I've gotten a hold of it, and I control it now, and that's a great feeling. It's still a struggle. It's a day-to-day struggle, but I get through it with the support system that I have. I get through it knowing that what I do now, my day-to-day, I am bringing joy to the lives of others. I am making a difference into the lives of children, and my life has purpose. And that's what gets me through, and that's what keeps me going. And I feel like I'm on the right path now. And it took me a long time to get there, but I'm so happy I'm here now, and I love my life. And I think that's all of your questions. So thank you for watching this video. Thanks.